What's going on, guys? This is Scott. Appreciate you taking the time to check out a video. In this case, it's going to be on another of our Kershaw Launch series. That's right, you stopped by here at the Drip where we give you the 150% guarantee, where 100% of the time I'll be over 50% right. Every knife has a story. We try to cover the story, whether it's the beginning, middle, end, tidbits, tadbits, thoughts, ideas, things that I like to yap about, which is knives. Punch your ticket. If you're new here, jump on board. I've got lots of other videos to check out. And so lots of stuff been going on. Had a really busy week. Still kind of in the process of things. This is going to be August 23rd. It's a Tuesday. We're right in the middle, getting ready to get on hump day, which is tomorrow. So here we go. Let's start this out. Now, I was kind of thinking here lately when I was coming up to do another video. I thought, you know, what would be appropriate? What can I do? What do I feel comfortable with? What am I kind of... And Kershaw, it jumps out at me. It's one of my favorite brands. I call it an economy brand because to me it is a very affordable, but yet great quality. Some of their stuff I think is made overseas. Some of it's made in America. I think all of their Launch series, I think, are made in America. If I'm correct, hopefully I am. I got to keep that average over 50% all the time. And so I pulled this out. I've done a few other launches in the past. This is going to be the Launch 13. This is probably one of my, I would say, this could very easily be considered my favorite of the Launch series. This one came around in about 2020. So as of this point, it's been over, I think it's been over a couple of years that this particular 13 has been out. And this is made in the USA. CPM 154 steel. I love that steel. It's going to be the model is the 7650, which you can also see on the blade. The other side here, we've just got the auto Kershaw. Again, check your, I've mentioned it before in other videos, just check your knife laws, make sure everything's cool for you to own an auto. I tend to gravitate to doing a lot of different autos, whether it be out the fronts, side. That kind of is what got me into knives, is having things that kind of piqued interest. So, yeah, it's good to know too, made in the USA. Really, really great knife, ergonomically speaking. I mean, and as light as it is, you would never guess that this thing is gonna pack such a punch in it. These run, I believe, around 180. Now, there's a lot of differences depending on the Launch model that it is. And this one, I believe around 180. I can find them if I'm looking lower than that, and I think they may be just a little higher than that too. But that's kind of where we're looking. Nice two-tone blade on here, kind of at the top and then the bottom. It's got a custom triangle pivot right here in the middle, if you can see that. And then on the other side, you've got the other side of the pivot. Not to be confused with the push button, which is right over here on the right side of where the pivot's at. It's got a Wharncliffe blade. As you can see, it's flat all the way across here on the bottom. You do have a nice amount of space here on the belly. Kind of the top of the Wharncliffe here angles over. It's almost like, not compound, but you've got this swedge on the top. This is just for looks. You can see how thin that is. on the top of the blade. Come to me, straighten out. But yeah, so excellent at slicing. Just a plain edge on this. Again, that push button auto, very nice how it's kind of a safety thing. If you look at it from the side, and look at that centering, how beautiful that is. Super, super good on the lockup here. Nice and sturdy. I've never had a problem with the lockup. It's kind of like a plunge lock if you look at the top of it here. See where we push in to disengage the lock? Then it's just spring loaded. Your stop pin up here on the top. Yeah, really good action. It's a low profile push button. So if you're worried about going off in your pocket, because there is no other lock on this particular knife, when you push in, you're going to have to push below the level of the handle. So when I'm actually getting to the point where it's down below the handle, you can feel it too with your finger as you're pushing, and then you keep going right now. So it's just, there's a spot in that. And it's just for protection so that it doesn't accidentally fire in your pocket or when you don't expect it to. It's very lightweight. This is a super, super lightweight knife. We'll weigh it here, get some measurements on it. That's the thing too, when you have a blade that is this large as far as cutting area, and then you have a handle that's basically a full-size handle, if you look at my hand, and to have a knife that can cut and do what this does at the weight that it does it as, superstar, I'm telling you. So it's and two, just to kind of go over the components, it's a strong anodized aluminum handle that they have on here. Looks like something that might be out of the Dark Knight or something kind of futuristic with all the angles on this, and kind of almost looks like an artist would have designed this thing. Highly sculpted, if you look at this. All the different sculpting on the handle itself. It's definitely an attention getter. Anytime that you're out using this, pull this out. If you're able to carry and use this thing, definitely people are going to be looking at it or asking questions once it fires out. It's got a nice, great firing action on this as well. It's got a reversible deep carry clip on it. Right now it's for right hand. You can see it's very deep. You only have a small, tiny bit that's going to be out of your pocket. I love how short this is. Very minimalistic for this knife. But this is the way you do a clip on this type of a blade. Nice and short, but it's going to secure in your pocket. You're going to have no problems. I slip this in and out of my pants pocket, no problems at all. There we go. We got the flag on there as well. But you can flip it over to the left side right here if you want to. And then you're just going to have the push button underneath right here when you fire it. That shouldn't be an issue. Love how they have the venting here on the side. Up at the top all along, it's just two pieces, basically like a lot of knife handles are that are done in aluminum. A lot of them, they just kind of, like a pancake, they just push together. And then you've got kind of along the spine here. Oh, you do have, for people that want to have a lanyard, there is a lanyard hole that's into the handle right here. So just fit it down in there. Don't even notice it. That's the best type, is it just looks like it's part of the knife as well. Just works. Flip it around. For being a small knife, putting your thumb here, you have great control and feel in the hand when you have this thing reversed as well. So, yeah, a lot of good options on this thing. I mean, what most people would want to have on a knife. Definitely combines slimness and full size cutting ability all into one knife. Perfect for fine type work. Angled the blade here. If we look at this, and this is one thing that I kind of had to figure out, just kind of playing around using it a little bit, is if you hold this with your hand like this, when you put it down onto the table, and I'm trying to have, okay, when you sit this down, when the blade hits right here, you see how where your hand goes is up? So when I'm reaching down and I'm cutting things, I can basically get the entire cutting edge of this knife onto the table and cutting through what I want, and you still have your fingers where they're not getting smashed or anything. So that's just in the design of the knife, the way that it's angled a little bit like that. Just, it makes it more versatile when you're chopping, which is essentially what this knife is going to excel at. Easy ride in your pocket. So easy and light and smooth. I just love how the lanyard hole it's integrated into the handle like that. I don't think, let's just take a look too on the inside of this. Yeah, so I don't see any milling on the inside, but you have so many curves and so much milling and, you know, for your fingers and such underneath here, which I like how you get the first two, and then the other two that you have just kind of fall into place. You can choke up a little bit. You do have some jimping up here on the top of it, which allows you to get up high. And it's that smaller jimping that really gives you some good texture and grip on it. Great support. So if you're just looking for an EDC and you're into Wharncliffes and you want something that's just a little lighter that you can flip in your pocket, this is a damn good option. Let's measure the blade. Looks like it is coming in at 3.5. And then the cutting edge just a little under that. But the one thing about this, going down to about the 3.5 mark right here, look at this blade. It's almost all cutting edge. Just the smallest area back here underneath on the back of the blade. But everything else, whoo, look at that sharp point on here. Amazing. The handle itself, 1, 2, 3, we're looking at 4.5. Just about, probably a smidge or a skosh under the 4.5, but very close. And that's the full handle, even though your index finger is going to ride back here. You can kind of prop it up on the front here if you want to and get in real detailed and with your push cuts or your tip work. I wouldn't want to be doing any prying with this one unless you were using the top ledge right here to maybe pry it that way, because this tip feels like it would be very... I had a Kershaw that's I snapped the tip off of and had to have it reprofiled. It was a leak. Yeah, so the ergo's great, feels great size. You saw that. Let's weigh this just so that we can get an overall feel on how heavy it is. All right, 2.5. Man, that is awesome. 2.5 ounces being carried in your pocket or being held in your hand when you're doing work, busting this out because you've got something that you've got to whittle on, cut on, you got a hankering for some food, a hunk of burning love right here in my hand. Beautiful. So if you like Kershaw, if you have a Kershaw, if you have a favorite launch design, whether you can carry it or not, we know. We can just talk about them, look at them. Do you like this? Let me know if you have anything that you want to say. Also, I just want to mention I did, as of this video, hit 400. I think I'm at 402 currently. And so this Saturday coming up, which is going to be August 27th, I'm going to put out a video that day, and it's going to be the video that you need to watch. You need to like, you need to make sure you're subscribed, and then I'm going to give you instructions on how to enter the raffle. So this Saturday, August 27th, 2022, will be the video that you're going to be able to go ahead and enter the raffle for the free giveaway, which is going to be this Kubi Raven. And I'll show this off on the video this Saturday. So I'm excited about that. Thank you guys. I owe it all to each one of you that watches my videos, leaves comments, subscribes, get that, whatever we got to do what we do. Does that make any sense? Do. Remember our pets, guys. Remember our vets, the little furry guys, the not furry guys, the ones that love us unconditionally, would never give up on us. We're not going to give up on them. Also, the men and women that helped to secure and keep our freedoms, that serve our wonderful country and allow us to do the things, for the most part, that are good in nature and that keeps us free and with so many choices. And with that being said, this was the Kershaw Launch 13, model 7650 with a Wharncliffe blade. And until we meet again, guys, like who you see in the mirror. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. I love you guys. Have a great day.